Yes. Oh god, I'm wearing the Elite shirt. I don't have an FTR Briscoe shirt. We're at it. Part 3 of the epic trilogy that is the FTR versus the Briscoes. And this time, it's a double dog collar match. Hard to believe that this is the first time in over nearly a year that we've gotten a dog collar match in AEW ROH brand since CM Punk and MJF's match. Yeah. I'm sure there's no symbolism on that or anything, but the Briscoes challenged FTR to a match because they had to contact someone else to do it for them because Warner Brothers Discovery is still stubborn. Because even though you could make money with the Briscoes having them on AEW and promoting the big match, because really you just need to build this one match and everyone will tune in because awesome. They make one, albeit messed up, mistake, and no matter how many times they've apologized, no matter how many times they admitted that they were wrong, no matter how many times everyone has said that they accepted their apology, no matter how many times there were people who were involved in what happened that led to that whole thing, have said that there was no hard feelings whatsoever, Warner Bros. Discovery media made up their minds saying, no, we don't want them on our show. And that has possibly been one of the reasons why FTR kicked their asses twice in a row. Because when you have a storyline where it's basically the guys who are on TV taking on the guys who can't be on TV, you kind of already know where it's going. So unless something had changed in the last God knows how long, we will not know if we will ever see the Briscoes on the AEW or the eventual Ring of Honor television product. Which sucks. Because, let's be real, when you think Ring of Honor, you definitely think the Briscoes. Like, you think of multiple people, but pretty much mainstays are the Briscoes. 12-time champions, and they hope to make lucky number 13. I fail. So they announced on Rampage, albeit using people who have been forgotten by Billy Gunn, but in favor of hip hop artists, The Acclaimed and rap, to announce that this will be a dog collar match. And they only had one episode to build this, and that was it. That was quick. There, we got it, done. So the Briscoes took on FTR in a dog collar match. Tornado tag team. Oh god. How long has it been? Since, where people added weapons into a match and they don't stick to the tag team system. Because that was a thing. Even though there's no disqualifications and they could have just made this a tornado match. Despite how I praised for it, I will still never understand that at Payback. Anyways, the Briscoes and FTR. They have had 2 phenomenal tag team of the decade matches all this year. Which is saying a lot. Now we get to number 3. Third time's the charm? Let's see. And this match was what it needed to be. It didn't need to be a retrend on the first or second. They needed to go bigger, more violent, more grittier, and just say screw the wrestling rules out the window. We're gonna go to the Briscoe style, to the hardcore wrestling style. And FTR dominating the entire year of the tag team divisions throughout the world with 3 titles, and we're sadly robbed of a 4th tag team belt because the Acclaimed got over, I think. In fact, I still do not know what happened. Like, everything pointed that they were going to do FTR versus the Young Bucks at All Out. Then Kenny Omega, if I had, I could be wrong, it could be politics, or it was just Tony Khan was like, okay, is Kenny Omega in time for All Out? Probably not. Let's build this match. Then Kenny Omega came back and was like, we can introduce the 6-man belts now. And then the Acclaim got over with Billy Gunn, and they got super over with fans. And it was like, wow, what do we do here? And then FTR was relegated to a 6-man tag team match that really they could have put all the titles on the line that night, and it would have added more stakes to it. But at least I got what all I was trying to do, what it seemed like. Like, there was multiple 6-man matches, so I was like, is this like a showcasing of the 6-man tag team division they're building? Okay, that's cool. And to this day, I still don't know why they couldn't put the belts on FTR. Like, they have done short title reigns for other teams before. Like, I know the Acclaimed are great tag teams, but let's be real. FTR had waited for this opportunity. They waited in line, and then after the fall of Pride and Powerful, because the one got injured, and he wanted out of AEW and seemingly had a fallout with his bro. It just felt like, yeah, it looks like it's FTR's time. Give them the belts. And then everything went wrong. Jeff Hardy got relapsed, and then subsequently put on rehab, and Tony Khan issued the ultimatum that if he does this one more time, it's done, it's over. And good on you for putting your foot down on that. But moving on from that, then Swerve and Our Glory got over. Then they had to put the belts on them. Then Kenny Omega came back. Then they had to drop the belts of the Young Bucks to them. And then FTR was in this conundrum where they were holding these belts, were super over with the crowd and their Bret Hart shenanigans because they love Bret Hart, damn it. And now it's like, oh god, what do we do here? And then Punk disappeared after he got hurt, and then Punk came back, and then he pissed everyone off, and then all-out brawl occurred, and I'm pretty sure that hurt FTR's standing in the company. I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, we're kind of in this conundrum. So yeah, but I was still on the mentality that FTR and the Briscoes was going to end the same way. FTR gets a clean sweep because FTR are the only ones on TV, and really the Briscoes can't be on TV according to Warner Brothers Discovery because past events are forever still what was once in the past still is, and there was never an apology, even though they've apologized twice. In fact, I think they did it a third time, but I could be wrong. And the fact they haven't done it since the first time they did it, and they admitted that they were stupid, and they admitted that, and there was no hard feelings from anybody that were involved in that event. I mean, like, do we have to, like, I could bring up Vince, and he said it, and when he did the same thing, and no one canceled him for that. Okay. But yeah, the Briscoes fought FTR in war. Blood and guts personification. The only thing missing was a cage. But, yeah. This was the bloody, intense culmination piece that was needed to tell this story. Like, the Briscoes lost twice on FTR's terms, so now they have to fight. Now they want them to fight on their terms. Sure enough, violence personification happened in this match. Blood rather quickly. Teeth probably lost. Teeth were probably lost in the process. Oh, and Dax Harwood trying his damnedest to try and headbutt himself with the chains around his head, even though, let's be real, the blood wasn't going to work, and if he had hair, he probably would have gotten it, but sadly, Dax does not, so he has to expose his great scalp to the world. But don't worry, he makes up for it with the awesome beard mustache combo. And I actually liked how they ended this. Though I part of me kept thinking, like, was the ending a little deliberate callback to FTR versus DIY? Because I was thinking to myself throughout when the Briscoes had him in the chokehold with the chain, I was thinking, okay, is this the part where he's gonna get the chair and, like, since he can still use his arm, one of his spare arms, or, you know, his partner could go ahead and throw the chair since there was a mountain of chairs there to throw it, and instead he just succumbed to the pain. And I was just thinking, I want to say this feels like it's like trying to be a callback to FTR versus DIY, because remember that obvious moment where they tapped out and they were just like a couple centimeters away from the ring ropes and they could have continued the match? Yeah, that was the thing. But yeah, no, they didn't do that, and I'm baffled by that. But yeah, after gore, blood, mutilation, and damn hard, great fighting, the Briscoes finally did it. They defeated FTR and took one of their trophies away, becoming the 13-time tag team champions of the world of Ring of Honor. Yeah! 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 So, yeah, FTR now loses one title. They have two left. So, I guess we're not going to be seeing for FTR. FTR 4TR. Damn, that kind of sucks. I blame Tumblr. So yeah, this trilogy they've had, this will go down for a long time as some of the best tag team wrestling we've ever seen. Which is saying a lot because, let's be real, the Usos won tag team of the year from PWI, even though I kind of get why they won, but at the same time, I'm that guy that's like, FTR and the Briscoes, I'm like, at least the Briscoes I get because they weren't really on TV that much. FTR at least had the argument to make to be number one. It's just that when the payoff never happened, I think that damaged their chances for the AEW tag team belt run. They were clearly looking like they were promised. So now, FTR are no longer belt collectors. They have two belts left. Well, technically four if you consider that there are two belts for each. I'm gonna miss 6TR. Guess I'm gonna have to not get my 8TR moment. So what happens to FTR now? So far there's been no update on an ROH TV show. And let me be clear when I say this. I was thinking they were going to announce it at the end of the show. Nothing came out of that. But Tony Khan did say there will be a final address after Final Battle that will determine the fate of ROH TV content. And they have to think of something because now the Briscoes are tag team champions, and we so far in the last update we heard is that Briscoes are still banned from WBTV. So unless something changed in the last time between now and the last Ring of Honor pay-per-view, and they just wanted to keep selling the idea that Briscoes were banned, then yeah, I say they're kind of screwed on that front. Though that does raise the question: Bleacher Report's owned by Warner Bros. Discovery, so why are they allowing it on Bleacher Report? Are they trying to be confusing as the complicated long plot that is Game of Thrones? Or A Song of Ice and Fire? I just had to throw that one in there. Anyways. Or are they going to be drawing this out like Bray Wyatt does? Come on, you knew he was going to be showing up in this. So, yeah. Briscoes, congratulations by becoming the 13-time Ring of Honor champions of the world of tag team wrestling. And by God, I kind of wish Mauro was allowed to call this. Seriously, can we just get Mauro? I know Kenny Omega reignite his passion for wrestling commentary again, but as far as I'm aware, we haven't seen Mauro on a wrestling event since. And I am begging someone, WWE. Well, okay, not WWE. They still have JBL there, and I'd rather not have Mauro get his trauma repeated again by JBL's assholeness. Or we could go back to NXT or SmackDown, just keep him far away from JBL on Raw as possible. Impact! You had the money to get him last time, unless Tony Khan paid for it. Call him up and say, you want a deal? Ring of Honor, you have a TV show, hopefully, and we can do that. AEW, can you contact him for special events? Like that ring announcer WCW kept hiring every single week, even though they really should have waited a little bit longer. Should have waited in between when they called for him, because let's be real, he had an epic voice, and he is open to doing it one more time. I'm still trying to wonder what kind of match would that be. What would be the perfect match for that, guys? Let's get ready to rumble and all that. But seriously, FTR, man, beat the rival. FTR for life. For life. And I'm just like, oh, and then Billy Gunn's disowned kids attack them, and then they declare that their personal mission now will be to whip their asses. So, yeah, that was awesome. Like, Dax Harwood's just like, fuck, and everything. Like, fuck all that. We're gonna kick our ass and shove our Southern wrestling pride up there. And I'm going too far with this. Well, the Briscoes, I don't know what happens to them. They have the titles now. What happens next? Do they finally show up on TV? Are they going to be part of Ring of Honor TV? Be that on TV or YouTube? I don't know. Are they going to travel around different promotions and defend the titles? I don't know. Am I ever going to drink the bubbly? Hell no. Because I don't believe in alcohol. Will George R. R. Martin ever publish The Winds of Winter and then get to writing The Dream of Spring? Probably not. Mostly on that. Hopefully. Will Barry Windham recover and make us happy with Bray Wyatt's happiness? I mean, props to Barry Windham. He suffered a horrible attack. He was in the ICU. I'm hoping for his recovery. I had to bring that up because they've been putting up GoFundMe pages. Go check them out on Twitter on Bray Wyatt's Twitter account. Get better soon, Barry. Wrestling world's already suffered enough. Plus, we've been having a depressing decade so far, so, yeah. Now, FTR looks like they have their direction. Briscoes, no idea. There's 100 possibilities, and one of the most obvious ones is being blocked because WBD is paranoid. Even though they let MJF come back, even though for all intents and purposes he spat in the company's face. Anyways, FTR, you were damn fine tag team for the Pioneers, and I will look forward to more of your wrestling style. And I can't wait for you to unload a can of whoop ass on the ass, boss. Briscoes, I don't know what's going to become of your reign as the 13-time tag team champions of ROH, but damn it, you better go ahead and fight for your lives. defend those belts all across America. If you have to, go to Japan and fight the best. Go to Europe and fight the best before NXT Europe takes over the world. Go to China if possible. If there's wrestling promotions there you can fight. You go ahead and unleash hell! I just had to do that. Okay. So those were my very confusing final thoughts on FTR versus the Briscoes Round 3 of Ring of Honor Final Battle 2022. This was Neo Reality Entertainment, the WrestleVerse. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, check out the content in the description below, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you next time. I don't know when, but I shall unleash hell upon the WrestleVerse if need be. That, and Vice's backstab Vincent is preparing to release a documentary of humiliating proportions, hopefully.